Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's my second favorite. So I love filming favorites. I really love filming foundation reviews. And that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna be reviewing the brand new, let me make sure I say this right, Kjaer Weis Invisible Touch Liquid Foundation. If you've been with me for any amount of time, you know my absolute adoration for the Kjaer Weis Cream Foundation, which looks like this in a compact. Very, very, very pretty. And I know a lot of y'all love this, but I also know some of you can't use it because it has coconut oil in it. Now this new foundation has coconut alkanes, but I do not see coconut oil. I am not sensitive to either one, but I have talked to people who can't use coconut oil on their face, but don't have issues with coconut alkanes. So if you're that person, then you may actually really enjoy this foundation. A little bit about this foundation before we jump into the demo. It is 1 fluid ounce, yes, 30 mils. It's $48, which, you know, it's still a little bit pricey for a foundation, but for a Kjaer Weis foundation, I was actually very surprised at $48 because they tend to be more on the luxury end of pricing. It comes in 24 shades. It does look like it spans a good range of shades. It's not like all light with a couple of dark. It does have light to medium to very dark. Kjaer Weis is one of those like luxury clean brands. So this is certified organic. I'm in the color Just Sheer. I have seen on Kjaer Weis Instagram that if you know your color in the cream foundation, you will know your color in this, that they are interchangeable and they are the exact same colors. Now this color right here is actually Illusion, which works for me, but I wanted to get Just Sheer, which is another color I have in the cream foundation because I knew I was going into the winter months and this would work better, and it does work perfectly fine. They do have a good shade match tool on their website, and as far as I know right now, at the time of me filming this video, their website is the only place to get this foundation. Now, it comes like this. When you put it in your cart and go to checkout, you will have a pop-up that comes and asks if you want to buy the cap that comes with it, which is this really heavy material that's got the Kjaer Weis logo on top. That is an extra $30. So if you buy that, it's gonna be a $78 foundation. Obviously the cap is interchangeable between foundations. So you run out of this one, you don't have to buy a new cap, and it also fits the Beautiful oil, which is a beauty prep oil from Kjaer Weis. So if you want the cap, go for it. I did not buy the cap, so I spent $48 on this foundation. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna shake it up. They say it's light to medium coverage and that you can build it up. So to start with 3 or 4 drops for light coverage and then build it up where needed. They say to use fingers, sponge, or a densely packed brush. I'm gonna use my densely packed It Cosmetics brush. So I'm gonna take, I don't do the drops. You know, it says 3 to 4 drops. Y'all, I had a client yesterday and I used the new Jane Iredale lip stains. I've taken a shower. I've washed my hand multiple times. They're still on my hand. So this is the color Just Sheer and the consistency. You can see it is pretty liquidy. That was probably about a half of a dropper full. So I'm going to take this brush after I just applied the foundation on my skin, and I'm just pressing it in as I do with all of my foundations. Now, I don't have anything on my skin right now but my skincare. I've had a lot of people, especially on my It Cosmetics 5x foundation review, say, why don't you show it actually applied to bare skin instead of already having foundation on? Which I think is so funny. Why would I come on with foundation and do a foundation review? This is my skin. Okay, I have a little bit of redness. It's actually a little tamed down. I woke up, as I do, once or twice a month, flat on my stomach. So I have a little bit of a crease left, and it always ends up being on the day that I need to film a foundation review that I've got creases all over my face. That's just the way it is. This is going straight on top of skin. So you can see, so this is just regular skin. This is the foundation. It does have a little bit of a glow to it, which I'm never mad at. And the color is just about perfect for me. So foundation, let me do a close up because I get told I don't do enough of those. This is the foundation side. This is the skin side. So I don't feel like I really need to build it up. I like that coverage, so I'm not going to try. I feel like it's solid light to medium coverage. You can build it up, but you're not going to get anything more than a medium coverage out of this. It does oxidize just a little bit. So see, that's fresh foundation, and that's the foundation that was on my hand. So you can see a little bit of a color difference. So that might also help you determine, what color to choose, but I don't find that it continues to oxidize while it's on the skin or gets too dark on me throughout the day. Really easy to apply. I mean, you can see how easy this is, just pressing into the skin. I don't feel like it's streaky or that it's hard to apply or not, leaving a solid, even finish on the skin. It's really just pressing it in wherever I want it, and it's melting into the skin. A little bit about it real quick. It's a serum-like formula that builds from light to medium coverage. Use a little for a fresh face, luminous glow. Add more for a natural-looking medium coverage that smooths, evens, and protects. It's super gentle on the skin, has long-lasting, hydrating, comfortable wear, thanks to the ingredients of certified organic chamomile water, hyaluronic acid, a blend of cold-pressed oils and natural waxes, and the Kjaer Weis exclusive ingredient, Diosera batatas, known as the root of light. Okay. It does have oil in it. It's got almond oil, rosehip seed oil, olive fruit oil, jojoba esters. It doesn't say jojoba oil. And I think those are the only oils. So if you do not like oils in your foundation, you're going to want to steer clear of this. And I just noticed at the very end, it says parfum fragrance. And it does have a fragrance to it, but I thought it was just the oils and stuff. I mean, I wish they would say what that is. I know it's not going to be anything synthetic because of who Kjaer Weis is, but I still would like to know what it is. But it's nothing that lingers. I don't smell it right now or anything. So let me finish my makeup real quick. Okay, so I have finished my makeup and I'm going out of town, so I don't have time or the availability to come in and do a check-in later. Say hi. Say hi. Show them how your makeup looks. No? Okay. Okay, I'm doing a quick little check-in that I did not know I was gonna do, but since I can't do one later tonight, I wanted to do one now. I just got done working out and I've not blotted my face or anything, and it was not the easiest workout. And a little bit's coming off on my forehead, but this is, that's just like my receding hairline. So honestly, that happens with almost every foundation. But this is just in front of like natural lighting, no filters, and this is how the foundation looks. But I did take a picture after wearing it for about 10 or 11 hours that I'll stick in here in a minute. But I will do a little close-up real quick of how it looks with makeup on top. And today I used my trusted and very well loved, since it's all rubbed off, Too Faced Primed and Poreless Powder. You can see how much I love this. Please tell me if the new packaging is the same formula, if anybody knows. Totally off topic, I know, but I'm gonna have to replace this soon. So here's the thing. Here are my final thoughts. I personally really enjoy this foundation. I enjoy it more when I use a powder like this that to me mattifies. This mattifies my skin more than a lot of the other powders that I have. In the picture that I will insert here, I took this after having it on about 10 or 11 hours. There's absolutely nothing done as far as editing to this picture. I sent it to Abby because I was like, girl, this foundation is so good. And that was the first day that I wore it. And I didn't have to touch up. It didn't get too luminous, nothing. I loved it. And then I tried it the next day with a different powder, and it was my Well People powder, which really is not mattifying. It takes on whatever finish the foundation that I'm putting it on has. And that day I got a little shinier because this is a legit luminous oil containing foundation. It's going to leave your skin luminous. It's not that I didn't like how it looked that day, it's that I had to do a lot more touching up. It wasn't as bulletproof as it was the day before. And so my suggestion for this foundation is that if you have like super dry skin, because I have more normal skin, you're gonna like this because it is very hydrating and it is very luminous and it is very pretty on the skin. If you are more normal to combo and still enjoy foundations that have oils in them, you are going to want to set this with some kind of oil controlling powder. I just don't think it's going to work any other way. Having normal skin, I don't have to set it with an oil controlling primer. I just find that it looks the best throughout the day with one. I said primer, I meant powder. I tend to not wear primers under foundations like this that have a lot of oil in them. I just don't want anything to mix with it. And I just like it to go on fresh skin. So I have not tried this with a primer because I just don't choose to wear it with a primer. And I don't think that foundations like this really wear that well over one. So I can't even say it's a love-hate relationship because I don't hate it. I do enjoy it. I just have to be careful what I use with it. It's not like some of the other foundations that I have in my collection where I'm like, it doesn't matter what I use with it. I can use any primer, I can use any powder, I can use any setting spray. It is going to last all day long. And I have some foundations in my collection that are like that. And they usually always make it into my top 5 because I love that I just don't have to think about it. This, I love the finish. And again, that picture, it just is gorgeous on the skin. I just have to think about it a little bit more. So again, if you have super oily skin, I think you're gonna wanna steer clear of this because it is very luminous and does contain oils. I don't want you to be too afraid if you are very sensitive to coconut oil, unless you know for sure that you're sensitive to coconut alkanes as well. If you have super dry skin or if you have mature skin, because I always have people ask me how I think it's gonna work on mature skin. Being a very hydrating foundation and very lightweight, I think that's a great combination for mature skin. I don't think it is so oily that it's going to kind of mess with dry patches. I don't have any dry patches right now, but I have tried foundations in the past that are so oily that they actually don't blend well when you have dry patches. They kind of emphasize them. I don't find that this is going to do that. And I think if you have super mature skin with a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, applying it with your fingers is going to be your best bet. Because I find that when you can really rub in a foundation, it looks the best on top of very textured skin. So I hope that that helped you in some form or fashion. I know that this has been a highly requested video. I have done a whole separate review on the cream foundation if you are not aware of that and don't know much about that and maybe need help deciding which one you want. If I had to choose, I would still go with the cream foundation because I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to touch this up. I take this with me traveling when we used to do trade shows for my husband's business. This would be what I would take because it just lasts all day. It looks very skin-like when you're in people's faces all the time. You don't want to look like you have a ton of makeup on. I don't ever have to worry about this one. So if I had to choose, I would choose this one, but I don't dislike this one. It's just not going to go in my top 5 unless it was only with this powder because I do love how it looks with this powder. I know that's a lot. That is a lot. I'm going all over the place. So I'm going to stop now because I think I'm going to end up confusing you more than I may already have. Hopefully that was helpful. If I have not touched on something and you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section below. I will try to do check-ins with my next foundation video. I just couldn't get it to work out this time. So I hope you're all staying healthy, safe, and sane. And most of all, that you go out and have a very blessed day.